In a game where keeping your emotions in check is critical, sometimes emotions boil over.
I paid $10,000. I can play my cards however I want.
But not for long. Kings into aces sent the magician home.
Nice answer. Good luck.
And while Antonio Esfandiari exited the main event, Daniel Negreanu continues on the road towards nearly $7.7 million.
Yeah, boy!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the World Series of Poker main event telecast presented by DraftKings. The possibility of a massive payday beginning to settle in for the remaining 162 players. I'm Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Kara Scott. Let's get right to work. 2010 main event runner-up John Raichner all in with queens, trying to stay alive against the ace-king of recent chip leader Joe McKeon.
Raichner started the hand with 19 big blinds.
Raichner, now 29, began this day with nearly 800,000. Things have not gone his way of late. The flop, deuce 9-6 2 hearts. Raichner still ahead.
Raichner, quite an accomplished World Series performer at 29 years of age. 9 final tables, 35 cashes.
Turn card, 7 of hearts. Raichner thinking that's enough hearts.
So now an ace, king, or heart would knock out John Raichner.
I like what that man said, black 3.
The river card
Red 3.
is not a heart, but the ace of spades is just as bad, sending John Raichner to the rail.
Ace of spades, not the prettiest card in the deck for John Raichner.
Another strong main event showing for Raichner and a payout of nearly 47 grand. McKeon pushing his chip count to more than 4 million now. Daniel Negreanu's stack is starting to sag a bit. It once seemed that every pot he entered, he won, but that hasn't been the case of late. Negreanu beginning to enter the danger zone.
I was going to bet if you didn't.
He's caffeine-free since 2003. It's not working at the moment. Get him a double cappuccino and a Diet Pepsi Max. Stat!
Meanwhile, Mark Kroon continues to heed the advice of the poker brat.
Oh, don't stoke Phil Hellmuth's ego. Kroon might be chip leader if the brat weren't around.
Dave Rapicki goes by Gatorman and Miami Dave, but also short stack.
Born in Cleveland, graduated from Central Texas, lives in Tulsa, and goes by Miami Dave. Go figure.
Lily Newhouse, one of 3 women remaining.
Lily smiles way too much to be a poker pro living in Las Vegas. We need a new research department.
Kelly Minkin, a medical malpractice attorney in Arizona.
I hereby move to ban all lawyers from future main events, except Kelly Minkin.
Max Steinberg, the current chip leader, one of 2 players over the 4 million chip mark. Justin Bonomo in 8th.
Steinberg, born in my hometown of Washington, D.C. Bonomo briefly went to college in my home state of Maryland. This is like my home game, shifted to the main event.
Pretty cool. Only 150-some people left. There were 6,420. There were a lot of people to start, and now they're all gone.
I need to bust today, though, because I got stuff to do tomorrow.
You can make that happen.
To Daniel's point, just 2.5% of the field remains in this main event. A familiar face at any featured table, Daniel Kidd Poker, but his stack, not that familiar. He's low on chips.
Daniel is the second shortest stack at the table, just under 20 big blinds. I suspect he'll play a little more carefully tonight.
To his left, Maryland's Chad Power.
Chad seems to play every hand cautiously. Time to live up to your name, son. Step it up.
The yellow chip worth 1K, the orange 5,000, and the green worth 25,000. Almost 11.5 million chips on this featured table. The top dog right now is that man, Sri Lankan-born Apeshka De Silva, who goes by Pesh. Action on Omri Moga. Pocket 7s, early position.
30-year-old host at Playground Poker Club in Montreal.
Blinds right now at 12 and 24,000 with a 4K ante. Moga with the 7s raises to 52,000. Chris Horder recently doubled up. We'll sit this one out. Sal DiCarlo, I think he's a Chiefs fan.
I just look at DiCarlo and I am ready for some football.
Are you ready for some poker, Sal? No, he'll fold. Now our chip leader at this table, De Silva with 5-4 of diamonds. He'll make the call with a pipe dream. Daniel with ace-king off. And he says all in for 474,000.
474.
These are 2 Canadians thriving here in Las Vegas. We can't build that border fence soon enough.
Daniel shoved 19 big blinds.
I got good cards. You guys look at me like I'm bluffing. Give me that. There, give me the stare. Yeah, I don't know. I got good cards. That's why I'm in.
How much?
474.
You've got to love Daniel out there exposed, talking, no hoodie or shades. You want to read them? Go ahead and read them.
Everybody knows. They all know.
Oh, Moga re-raised all in to isolate Daniel, and Pesh does fold.
Correct for me to cheer for you.
What's that?
But
No pair. Pair of sevens? Wow, really? You thought I was bluffing?
What's wrong with a pair of sevens?
Okay, just gotta win a race. Okay, we need an ace or a king, please.
Moga trying to outrun Daniel's run good.
Moga should rub his hands together and say, we need quad sevens, please.
Negreanu at risk. Here is the flop. And Daniel wastes no time in hitting that ace.
can't be that easy.
But
Can't just
Moga
be
with a
easy.
flush draw.
You don't see Daniel uneasy this often.
7 outs, 2 times.
He's a bit uneasy here. Not ready to exit stage right from this main event.
His whole demeanor changed. It's a heart on the turn.
A 7 or any club knocks out Daniel Negreanu.
This could be it for Kid Poker.
Let's do it.
The river card, the 6 of diamonds, and Daniel with the double up.
Yeah, that was good. All right. Phew, scary.
After paying off Daniel, Moga is left with less than half the stack he started that hand with.
Man, Daniel. Thanks, bud. Oh, that's my first time all in this tournament. It's exciting, but scary.
I would just
You know, they say
think
fear and
it's scary.
excitement are the same emotion, really. The same feeling, anyway.
20 times.
If you walk the halls of the Rio, pros and amateurs alike will spout tales of bad beats, sometimes in several different languages. My aces got cracked, or I never win a race. Well, Daniel Negreanu's small ball style tries to avoid those deadly, risky races. You might not win the biggest pots, but you rarely lose the biggest ones.
That's the problem with races. Someone wins and someone loses. I'm dumb and he's dumber, and we both know not to get into a race. Daniel Negreanu is not dumb or dumber, so of course he knows not to get into a race. Slow and steady wins the day in these parts. You want to race? Go to Daytona International Speedway. You want to run deep in the main event? Step lightly and pack a vegan lunch.
Let's get to an outer table with a small end and a call.
I want to win a showdown today.
Pro Justin Schwartz trying to win the last 5 big blinds of Gatorman David Rapicki. Jacks against Rapicki's 10s. Rapicki collects no draws, no help.
Rapicki, 52-year-old maintenance supervisor, known also as Miami Dave. Maybe he's Miami John Cernuto's cousin.
Ah, could be. Turn card. Schwartz still good after the turn. He got it!
Look at that, baby. Wow. The Gator Man lives.
A double up.
Y'all back home in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know I call those river cards all the time, don't you? We got it, baby. Wow. We got it. The Gator Man called it again, didn't he? Tulsa, Oklahoma. Y'all know about it. And all my friends back in Naples, Florida also. Yeah. I'm a suck out. That's my one time. I will not use it
All
again.
right, you're still drawing dead to win. It's all good.
Oh, come on, you had your say all day today. Let me have mine.
I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
You're good, brother. Thank you, man.
Good job.
Woo!
Schwartz takes the hit.
I didn't guess it. I seen it. I was using my amazing Kreskin. My inner Stu Unger was coming out with Daniel Negreanu, man. You know.
Well, thank you for the segue, Gatorman. Back to the featured table while we also look at the payout ladder, almost $7.7 million up top.
Okay, 1 for 1 and all in pots. Yay.
Bust out right now worth almost $47,000. DeCarlo folds to Pesh De Silva, the top stack here, King 7 off.
He won a bracelet this year in a no-limit hold'em event with 1,655 entries.
University of Houston grad with a race to 52,000. Negreanu with 2 black aces.
First a double up, now pocket aces. It's good to be Daniel.
Got all this new money. Got to put it to work.
Every time I slow play aces, I'm at 7-Eleven buying a Slurpee within an hour.
First at risk.
What's that? Yeah, those first time the whole tournament I've been all in.
Small blind Sohail Khalili with Queen 10 of spades. 29-year-old Israeli pro. He'll make the call. Pocket 6s for the big blind, Marco von Opzeland.
Daniel, of course, hoping someone 3-bets it.
52, right? Yeah.
Just a call, so Daniel's aces and 3 others.
Well, in this 4-way action, pocket aces just 56% to end up with the best hand.
Here is the flop, couple of clubs out there. The aces are holding up. Khalili finished 19th in the event. De Silva won his bracelet in. He checks.
Well, it's a good-looking flop for pocket aces. And Von Opzeland certainly might think his pocket 6s are the best hand here.
Yeah, he's got to like the 6s here, and he is going to bet 120. Now, Pesh De Silva, the chip leader at this table, with king 7 off.
Hey, when you're 27 years old, it's not that hard to remember your cards. King 7 off.
Into the muck. Now Negreanu with the aces. It was dancing on that razor's edge, letting 3 others into the pot. Daniel with raising chips. He makes it 320,000. Kalili folds.
320. Ivana Bazalin's thinking, I was happy with 120.
He's sad now? He's doing sad face?
I'm not happy.
Okay.
Okay, you win.
I had you beat.
I guess so.
Unless you had 2 pair, because I didn't have that beat. I had 1 big one.
Good enough.
Aces.
Whoopsie.
I was scared you went all in. I was sad about. Phew. Nice hand.
Quality pair.
The best pair. What are you talking about?
It's good to be Daniel.
Best is quality.
I wanted you to fold. I didn't know what you had, so just go.
The 2015 World Series of Poker is presented by DraftKings. Play weekly fantasy football for free and win huge cash prizes. Get to DraftKings.com now. And in part by the WSOP social game, poker's #1 mobile game. Free download available now in the App Store and Google Play. Welcome back to the World Series of Poker main event telecast presented by DraftKings. Day 5 continues. Big money to be made. Fewer than 150 remain. Daniel Negreanu, certainly the headliner at this feature table, but Chad Power right there playing a strong second fiddle. He's a poker pro currently residing in Hanover, Maryland, but with a really unusual living arrangement.
It's like a poker analogy. We're a house, we're a family. You lose the support beam, and the structure's still there. You just can't lose the architect. This is a house of cards.
There's a lot of trust that goes in with staking people. You know, that's where I put up all the money and then I get half of whatever they make. So I'd start coaching and staking people. I just enjoyed teaching and having someone to talk to about it. I have about 10 guys that I was staking, and a lot of them just moved into a big old house with me, and that's where we're at now.
All of us play poker for a living. I definitely feel like I've found the keys to the kingdom ever since I moved in here.
What Chad has done here is definitely unique, really well thought out.
Living here is intense. We often sit up for hours talking about poker.
Hey, how many hands they want to go over?
If we're not sitting up talking about it, we're generally at the casino. And if we're not there, then we're probably sleeping.
This is my lovely girlfriend, Samantha. What are we making?
It's my favorite dish.
Wow.
He gave me an opportunity, and I'm very happy to be here for it.
It's definitely not a party house.
Just getting our protein shakes in.
Everyone's very dedicated to improving themselves as a poker player.
I've been here for about a year, 10 months.
Newcomb, you in? Let's roll.
My game has just improved, just leaps and bounds.
It's a pretty smooth sailing ship.
Do you think your dreams are going to come true? Oh, they're dreams, you know? You feel like you're going to chase them forever, and I'm 26, and here I am. I don't know if I realistically thought they would come true, but I was going to chase it my whole life.
7 residents live in the House of Cards, none older than 33. And when there's an opening, Chad goes through a couple hundred applications. It's easier to get into an Ivy League school.
With Jack 10 offsuit, Chad with a raise to 50,000 from early position. Fold it around to the button, Omri Moga. 8-6 of diamonds.
8-6 suited should not cause this much angst. There are a lot of decisions in life harder than 8-6 suited on the button.
The button will give it up. Small blind. Chris Horter with a weak ace into the muck as well. Big blind Sal DiCarlo. And looks down at a suited ace, ace-8.
Las Vegas pro, used to deliver pizzas and worked briefly in the mortgage business. Now just covers his face in the big blind.
Over $500,000 in live earnings. This is his first main event cash, and he calls for 26,000 more. Heads up against Chad Power. Here is the flop. It is 9-king, 4, 2 clubs. DiCarlo with a nut flush draw checks to the gut shot of Power. Chad Power reaching for chips. The original raiser bets 40,000.
I have another name for the continuation bet. I call it the my chips become your chips bet.
How often that is the case. DiCarlo does come along. Turn card down is a queen, and there's the straight for Chad Power. DiCarlo
Been all in yet?
checks again.
Continuation bets are often sound strategy, but It pales next to hitting the nuts on the turn.
Now Chad Power's job is to extract as many chips from DeCarlo as possible. 115,000, that's over half the pot.
Well, Power hoping DeCarlo is drawing dead to the river, so he'd want to call here. And it's actually a pretty good bet from Power, making it tempting for DeCarlo to call with the wrong pot odds.
That almost sounds like you know what you're talking about.
Oh. Almost.
There is the call. So getting 3-1 to call, but it was a 4-1 dog. No flush for DeCarlo on the river. And he checks it again.
Actually, Power and I, Alon, both teach bet sizing courses. No one attends mine.
Chad Power already got one call, but that's $500,000. That's asking a lot.
Well, now he overbets the pot, perhaps making it look like a missed flush. But that's what DeCarlo has, and I don't think he's going to hero call here with ace high.
Indeed, no hero for the Chiefs today. Chad Power will take that pot. Very nicely played by the poker teacher.
Yeah, Power's Poker House of Horses, walking distance from Maryland Live Casino where his roommates set up shop.
So Carlos still wondering what Chad was up to, as Chad's stack now is up to over 1.8 million. So as he continues his run here at the featured table, one of his roommates is still in it. That is Chris Brand.
25-year-old with a degree in interdisciplinary business from the College of New Jersey. I didn't even know there were any colleges in New Jersey.
Checking in again with former chip leader Joe McKeon. He rivered queens full against the busted straight draw of Ofer Zvi Stern, a 36-year-old Israeli software engineer. But Stern's going to bluff at it with 385.
As you mentioned, Stern with the missed straight draw, McKeon with the full house. The full house is better.
McKeon with that boat would want to flex some of that muscle, I imagine. He started the hand with 3.4 million. Stern with almost 2.3 million. Big stacks throwing chips around. And here comes the raise to $1,345,000.
I believe we'd have to deal out 6 more complete sets of community cards for Stern to have any chance to have the best hand here.
And he does finally fold. Nice try. So Joe McKeon, with some foreign aid from Stern, has retaken the main event chip lead. He now sits with nearly $4.5 million. Closely, you can see the Rio zip line, but the main attraction these days is the main event. At an outer table, first-timer Luther Tran trying to eliminate short-stacked Curtis Anderson. Anderson shoved with 10 deuce. Tran going for the knockout with ace-queen.
Anderson from Provo, Utah, leaned on the Doyle Brunson, the 10 deuce to try and double up.
Anderson caught a piece of that.
Well, it's not like he flopped quads. He left the door open a little.
He did.
Wow. What a flop.
10-10 tray. And now there's a king. Settle down, Curtis. Luther with a Broadway draw.
Yeah, you don't do the victory dance until you're in the end zone. A jack now would send Anderson packing.
Put a jack out.
All right, now the river. It's paint, but another king. Anderson doubles with the boat.
Tran's still pretty healthy, but he doesn't like what he sees.
Curtis can proudly stack 389,000 chips now. It's all gravy from here, sir. Now, if you're going to make it far in the main event, you need to survive moments like that. Luther Tran and the other first-timers are finding that out quickly.
I really enjoy playing poker, and I put a lot of work into it, so I try to do my best and win it. I feel good. I'm a little tired, but I'm ready to go.
So you're up or break even?
Yes. I got very lucky yesterday, so I'm really happy right now. I feel very comfortable. No expectations, just play my best game, finish today with a good stack. We're at day 4 and I'm doing pretty great. At some point your expectations aren't that high anymore. You try to be more realistic. But obviously I'm really, really happy to be in that spot right now.
I was going to school for engineering until I won $98,000. My parents were hesitant at first, and once I had a few more cashes, they support me fully now. I was at the feature table the second half of the day. It was like a more aggressive table, which is pretty conflicting with what I'm trying to do. But I ended up bagging 1 million. Yeah, I'm very confident with my games, and I feel like I'm a winning player, and I have an edge over other people. I'm so excited. Hopefully I get a good table draw tomorrow.
I'm from Rome. I used to live 2 years in Australia, and I did an experience in Australia to do a normal job. And now I'm a professional poker player. I play poker from when I was 18 years old. I'm so happy, and I really think that I have a big opportunity, and I want to do my best for keep going and go to day 6.
Catching up with Buderoni, he has pocket aces.
You may recall Buderoni from his big day 4 bluff on a busted draw, 25-year-old Italian.
103 grand in live earnings prior to this main event. Over 77,000 of that at the Rio this summer. A raise to 67,000.
By the way, we saw Fedor Holtz in that first-timers piece. He may be a first-timer, but he's a ringer. Just 21 years old, great online player already. Lots of success in Europe.
Matt Waxman folds to Lily Newhouse on the button. She looks down at pocket 8s.
Las Vegas pro. Her poker coach is Nick Brancato, a WPT boot camp instructor.
Lily, one of the shorter stacks coming into this hand with 25 big blinds, wondering if her 8s can do the job here. She says all in. Oh, no. Max Steinberg folds. Buderoni can't wait to say call, but first we've got the big blind. Fox says no. Lily Newhouse in big trouble.
Her son is named Ace. She's not fond of any aces right now.
American Airlines, baby.
Huh?
American Airlines.
It's going to be an 8 on the flop. Look, 8, 8, 8.
Yeah, of course.
5 8s.
I want to help the other lady. I want that she will be the last time.
All right, here we go.
Come on, just give me an 8 one time.
Here's the flop. Sorry, Lily, nothing for you there.
She should have named her kid 8, not Ace.
Third card now. Lily Newhouse looking for an 8. 9 of clubs. It all comes down to the river for her.
Well, Lily Newhouse is going to have that 8, or she is whamboozled.
The river card is a jack. Lily Newhouse feeling the pain.
Okay. Let's go.
Sometimes he bluffs big, sometimes he's got a big hand.
A nice bump to the stack for Buderoni as Lily looks for consolation from her fiance Steve Torrance, also a poker pro. Federico Buderoni now sits with 78 big blinds after that knockout. So at last we say goodbye to the pink hoodie and to Lily Newhouse. An impressive run for this Las Vegas Cash Game Pro. Welcome back inside the Amazon room for the World Series of Poker main event telecast presented by DraftKings. Let's get to the feature table for a closer look at Kansas City native, now Vegas pro, Sal DiCarlo.
And you see the Chiefs outerwear, you do not see the Michigan underwear.
DiCarlo, early position with pocket aces.
He final tabled a World Series event in 2013, finishing 3rd.
Well, you want action, but not too much action. He saw Daniel with aces go against 3 others, and that's really a sweat. He does raise it to 52,000. De Silva with Jack 10 off.
Green hoodie, green shades. If he makes it to day 6, he has planned a blue and blue ensemble, and then on day 7, turquoise and turquoise.
Good to plan ahead. He does fold. Negreanu with queens. Uh-oh, he just calls.
Well, no 3-bet from Daniel, playing small ball.
Well, the main event is tough enough on day 1, but if you find yourself as an amateur here on day 5, it's like being a little leaguer in the majors. On the button, Khalili folds 9-8 suited.
Give me those cards.
Von Zalen in the small blind folds. And now Omri Moga in the big blind with ace-6.
Percentages aren't up yet, but I suspect this would be a bad spot for Moga.
Well, a guy can dream, can't he? You got aces, queens, and ace-6. 3 players will see this flop, and here it is. 7, 9, 6. Pocket aces are still best.
Moga's percentage actually went up from 6 to 9 here, which might allow him to bet. In his defense, he flopped the bottom pair, and Antonio Esfandiari has taught us how hard it is to make a pair. Where is Antonio?
Antonio has moved on to building his tent for the Burning Man Festival, no doubt. Moga does bet with bottom pair, 63,000, and now DeCarlo says, I've got aces. There's a straightening board out there. What to do, what to do?
Well, he's got to wonder about that bet and the fact that that's the type of flop that often hits Negreanu.
DeCarlo did raise pre-flop with the aces. The two hangers on still sticking around. Now he does raise to 155,000 with the hammer to Daniel now.
DeCarlo clearly likes his aces. Now, Daniel knows that flop likely didn't hit DeCarlo. He had raised from early position, so he probably has big cards. Even if Daniel thinks he has the best hand here, he generally opts for pot control.
Negreanu with two others in this pot. How much could he control it? With the queens, he's gonna raise to 255.
Now for Moga, you know, at this point, Antonio shoves and then just makes running quad sixes.
Right. For Moga with bottom pair, he's committed about a third of his stack and now folds. Back to DeCarlo now.
DeCarlo with the best hand here, but when he keeps his hoodie covering much of his face, as he often does, it is extraordinarily difficult for him to eat lunch or dinner. Thing is, Daniel here could have like 10-8 suited, 9-8 suited, 9-7 suited. Daniel's 3-bet has got to worry you when you got pocket aces here.
DeCarlo playing with a lot of green chips. Daniel doesn't like that. Oh, 4-bet in progress. There's your sign, Daniel. A raise to 430,000.
Once DeCarlo re-raises, Daniel is very rarely ahead and usually very, very behind.
You have, what did he say, 3 9s? What? Did you say 3 9s?
Raised to 430.
Is that what he said? I thought he said 3 9s.
Daniel's hearing things
in my
now.
head, I heard 3 9s.
Well, I said I wanted a 7 and 7, but I don't think Daniel heard that.
I thought I heard your brain say it. His brain said 3 9s. Everyone heard it, no? Or just me?
Well, whether it's 3
The universe
9s
told me. I don't
or
know.
pocket aces, Daniel needs a queen.
I don't have 3 9s, so you win.
Queen's in the muck.
Good hand.
You want to see it?
Sure.
No.
Why'd you ask? I couldn't beat 3 9s.
You want to see it? Yeah, thought so.
You want to see it? No.
Cost him a quarter of his stack, but it could have been
I
worse.
guess I'll have to wait.
Can't show you.
You had good cards, though, right?
Yeah, you'll see it some
But
point.
you had good cards? They weren't good?
Decent. Decent.
Well, you wouldn't have raised if they weren't good.
Decent. Man.
Just decent?
It's all right.
Huh?
It's all right.
Some might have gone broke, but Daniel Negreanu is alive and well. No matter the time of the year, the pace of Las Vegas is always quick. 133 players left at this main event. Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Kara Scott. To an outer table we venture. Phil Hellmuth basking in his buddy Mark Kroon's glories. His aces lined up to knock out Chicago amateur Pavlin Karakikov and his eights. 2 cards to come, 7 of clubs, no help.
Kroon trying to overcome the coaching of Phil Hellmuth. Karakikov trying to overcome this hand. He needs an 8 or he's gone.
The river card is a 4. Kroon is good. Phil says my work here is done.
Well, Kroon trying to put his 2013 Day 3 blow-up behind him. For Karakikov, his 4th World Series cash.
And the field shrinks again. He finishes in 133rd for nearly $47,000. Kroon has more bluffing chips to play with. So Kroon's main event mentor looks on, but the real business Phil has now is at the Side Action Championship.
Welcome back to the Side Action Championship. Tonight's event is chip riffling. Players must successfully riffle even stacks of chips. The person who successfully riffles the most number of chips wins.
It's not fair because my hands are smaller than all of you guys.
Stop, Maria.
I'm gonna do 12 total, 6 each.
Okay.
Wow, very impressive. Phil will try for 6.
Too easy.
Oh my goodness, you killed it.
Dang it all.
Going for the gusto.
Side bets?
He's the man.
Wait a minute. Don't
Hold on, everyone.
I stand corrected. 7 and 7. JRB on a mission for redemption.
I think it looks
he
tight.
did it.
Solid. He does it. Maria going for 9 each.
You hustled this. 10s.
You've been sandbagging it. She's going for 10 each.
There's no way.
Oh my God, you're a beast.
There's no way.
I think she did it.
No way.
She is a beast. Very good. 10 each.
Jeez, wow, what the heck just
Go big
happened?
or go home.
The Brat going to tie Maria. Well, trying to. Ha! This ain't Madison, kid.
Dang it.
Let's see if the Jedi Force will be with you.
You look nervous, Phil.
I am nervous.
Wow, it's close. Oh yeah, there you go with the doubles again. Did not work.
That's a shame.
He's on a free roll.
I'm not gonna look. I'm just gonna go blind.
You're not gonna look.
Nope.
The no-see riffle.
Oh, damn.
It's a great effort.
Oh, look at, there's a big clump of green.
There's a problem at the top.
There's a big
All
clump
right,
of
that
green.
didn't quite go.
Problem at the top.
That's a shame. This is stunning. Maria has won 2 of the 3 events, overwhelmingly.
That's right.
If Maria can break down barriers in that men's club, how come we can't get more women to play in the main event, right? All right, no smiles at one outer table. All business. Justin Bonomo with 119 big blinds. A good standing right now.
Justin loves festivals, raves, and Burning Man. It should say, loves never working. All he ever does is go to festival, raves, and Burning Man.
Bonomo raised to 55,000 with 5-5. Matt Waxman just called with ace-king of spades. They await the decision from big blind Antonio Payne with ace-4 of clubs. And he comes along.
52-year-old serious New Jersey amateur, owns a photography business, and works for American Airlines.
All right, here's the flop. It is all hearts, a set for Bonomo. Waxman crushed with top pair, top kicker. Payne picks up a wheel draw.
Nobody has a heart line. You didn't point that out. I'm the first to notice it.
Payne will check. And Justin can't slow play this on that board, and he does bet 125,000.
Waxman was tanking on day 4 on the river against Michael Wasserman. After 9 minutes, they called the clock. With 6 seconds left on the countdown, Waxman called. Wasserman had a full house. To which I would tell Matt, 1, you should have taken 6 more seconds to make up your mind. 2, I want those 10 minutes of my life back.
Waxman makes the call. This will be Payne's biggest live poker cash, but he'll get no more chips here.
Heads up now between the 2 bracelet winners.
Deuce of clubs, maximum pain for Antonio as he watches his would-be wheel come home, but he's on the sidelines. Bonomo with the set, Waxman with his own wheel draw.
These two with almost identical World Series resumes. Bonomo, 29 years old with a bracelet and 34 cashes. Waxman, 30 years old with a bracelet and 33 cashes.
Justin puts together 325,000. He's got the bigger stack. He's got Waxman covered by just over 1 million chips.
The guy with the old school hair was eyeing the guy with the hipster hair very carefully.
Well, Waxman makes that call with top pair, top kicker. Queen of spades on the river. Waxman does not improve, and Justin will check this.
This is such a tricky spot for Waxman. Chances are Bonomo didn't have a flush, and hey, top pair, top kicker is pretty darn good.
Check, check. Bonomo shows the set as he keeps right on rolling.
And it could have been worse for Waxman. I don't know if he would have called a river bet.
Well, Justin Bonomo taking chips from a fellow pro. He now closes in on 3.5 million chips. Waxman down to 1.3 million.
Bonomo with his deepest main event run ever in progress.
Well, nearby, looks like the Gator man, David Rapicki's heading home to Tulsa. Justin Schwartz finally got the showdown win he was looking for.
Y'all have been excellent.
He's Miami Dave. Shouldn't he be headed home to Miami?
Don't forget the Gator Man. I'll be making my triumphant return. Boss, I'm coming back Tuesday. Fly tomorrow.
Gator man got fed to the Sharks. Sorry, couldn't resist. Rapicki heads back to his home game a little richer. Welcome back to the 2015 World Series of Poker main event. Players continue to fall here on day 5. Canada's Omri Moga is gone.
His first World Series cash and his second main event ever. That's a better batting average than you or I have, Lon.
Kenny Hollard will join Moga at the payout cage.
Hey, eventually he had to pay the price for knocking out 94-year-old William Wachter.
Chip leader Joe McKeon claims another victim. This time it's Jim Bechtel, the last former main event champ in the field.
Bechtel's 6th main event cash.
We get our first look now at pro Brian Hastings with pocket kings. He's locked up with Canadian pro Jonas Makoff with ace-queen of diamonds, 1 diamond in the flop.
Hastings, one of 2 players to win 2 bracelets at this year's World Series, along with Max Pescatori.
They built a big pot pre-flop with those hands. Both have over $2 million. Hastings bets $300,000.
Makoff seems married to this ace-queen. He should get a divorce.
He does make the call. That keeps Makoff wanting with a 10 of clubs. He checks.
Is Hastings wearing a what would Phil do shirt like Mark Kroon? I guess it was buy one, get one free, and Kroon gave the second shirt to Hastings.
Well, he saw the 10 on the turn, 10 on the river. Makoff checks. So Hastings' hand is best.
800,000.
800,000, you heard Brian.
Well, double paired board. Maybe ace high is good for at least a chop.
But not for 800,000. And Hastings will take it. Nice try.
Hastings is so tough to go against. He plays the beat of his own drummer.
Over 3.4 million now. He continues to be high on that leaderboard.
Spot for queens. Tough spot for queens. Next. Ace high.
Brian Hastings will file that information away. So Joe McKeon still setting the pace in the Amazon room as we get back to the featured table. Action on the big blind, Chad Power. Power with ace tray. Horder opened with ace 9 for 55,000. DeCarlo 3-bet with pocket sevens.
Power says Phil Hellmuth has helped him a lot on the business side of poker, so the poker brat is spreading his love throughout the room. On the poker side of poker, I think Phil would tell Chad to fold his hand.
Chad has green chips in hand. And that's not a fold. That is a re-raise, getting Horder's attention to 225. Horder folds.
Chad Power sees an opportunity here. Boy, DeCarlo usually plays premium hands. Power 4-betting behind DeCarlo's re-raise.
DeCarlo with a somewhat bigger chip stack right now than Chad Power.
At his last job interview, DeCarlo went in with his hoodie covering much of his face, and as a consequence, did not speak and did not get the job.
And he does make the call for 103,000 more with the better hand. All right, here we go. Heads up, almost 550,000 in the middle. 9 queen 5. DeCarlo is still best.
At the House of Cards in Hanover, Maryland, this is a continuation bet 87% of the time. At the House of Chad, this is a trip to the pantry for Ruffles with Ridges.
Onion dip?
No, regular.
All right, so here comes the continuation bet. Keeping control of the betting here post-flop, 210,000.
Out of position with squad douche. Power forges ahead. DeCarlo holds on to his hoodie and pocket sevens.
Power giving DeCarlo plenty to think about, but the veil is dropped. The cards are mucked.
So good? You want to see it? I was going to hit you with a no. Want to see it? Nah.
Power poker.
Now over 2 million after that well-played hand.
What'd you have? You know.
A sarcastic side to Chad Power. What can't this kid do? Well played for the leader of the House of Cards. The 2015 World Series of Poker is presented by DraftKings. Play weekly fantasy football for free and win huge cash prizes. Get to DraftKings.com now. And in part by the WSOP social game. Poker's #1 mobile game. Free download available in the App Store and Google Play now. We're officially in table breakdown mode in the Amazon room as San Francisco's Neil Blumenfield makes his way to the featured table. You gotta love his styling, Norman.
If he's got a walk-in closet, I think I could live in there. Love the threads.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. You probably want that. Does anybody want this?
You can keep it.
You need to keep it. God, it's the featured table and the featured dealer. Pretty cool.
He was a high school debate champion, and he's played in the main event the past 5 years.
So he settles in with this tough crowd.
How much you bring over here? 1.1. A little over 1.1.
Neil sits down with 47 big blinds.
I'm becoming, like, I'm losing rank. You know, I'm second oldest. I'm fourth now. Pretty sure.
Slowly blending in.
Yeah, getting back to the medium.
Van Zeeland with 9s. He'll raise.
My first table, the first 5 guys that sat down were over 60. It's a good table.
And if you keep going in that direction, how would you like to be the youngest guy at the final table?
Yeah, I'll take
fun.
61-year-old Blumenfield folds. On the 33-year-old DiCarlo with ace-king.
When he takes the hoodie off his mouth, DiCarlo is the worst player in the history of his hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. See, now he's back in beast mode.
He's got beast mode hand. And there is the 3-bet to 132,000. A quick fold from Pesh, thank you. Pocket kings for Negreanu in the small blind.
It's been raised and re-raised, and Daniel with a monster.
With that monster, a lot of players snap shove, but Daniel taking his time. Negreanu with re-raising chips, and there is the 4-bet to 332.
Small ball be damned.
Howard gives up the big blind. Van Zeeland folds his 9s. Now left to DiCarlo with ace-king.
They got my nickname, Cold 4-bet. It's my style.
Cold 4-bet.
Right? That's what they call me, Cold 4.
Mr. Cold 4.
Yep. That's how I've been playing for years. I love it. It's so fun.
Wow, a re-raise to put Negreanu all in. He didn't see that coming.
I'm going to need a moment. I have a very, very, very good hand. I'm not kidding.
It's a 5-bet. It's for the rest of Daniel's stack, and he wants to make sure he has not run into aces.
A lot of players snap call right there.
I'm probably in. I just want to make sure there's no way I can get away.
These opportunities don't happen often.
It doesn't seem possible Daniel would fold kings here and leave himself with 37 big blinds.
This could be it. Geez, you must have it, no? I've only done it, I don't know, twice in my life. I was right once, wrong the other time.
Yeah, I remember Daniel talking about this once. He's referencing the fact that he's only folded pocket kings pre-flop twice in his life. One time his opponent had aces, the other time his opponent had queens.
This is how you torture Daniel Negreanu.
DiCarlo's pretty snug. Daniel knows he likely is not 5-betting with anything worse than pocket queens. You don't think it can be kings because you've got kings. It's probably not ace-king because you've got kings.
What reason to think it's not aces? It's what Daniel has to figure out here then.
I call.
Here we go.
You got him?
Good call.
He's good.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Nice hand, Daniel, so far.
Negreanu in good shape, but he's at risk, and he's again uneasy. 2.5 million chips in the middle.
Thanks, bud. Good 9.
Should not root for you, but I will.
Thank you, bud.
It is DiCarlo who is on his feet now. He's the one that has to improve to knock out Negreanu. And his best shot is just to find an ace. Here we go, Negreanu at risk. All diamonds.
No diamonds.
You gotta pay diamond, though.
At least I'd still be here.
Turn card. Another diamond. Negreanu could get flushed out of a full double up.
The ace of diamonds, he no longer wins, right? So you can look at it that way.
Exactly.
Only the ace of spades or ace of hearts knocks out Kid Poker.
A lot of the crowd on their feet here. The Rivers of Black. 7, a full double up for Daniel Negreanu to nearly 2.6 million.
I don't know. 780. 800.
Big double up for Negreanu. Big blow to DiCarlo.
That's 1 million.
Daniel happily counts out what he's owed. DiCarlo, as you said, took a shot, and he's more than cut in half, down to 908,000, 37 bigs.
I believe.
Man, you count fast.
Go ahead.
Daniel with over 100 big blinds again.
Stressful. I really wanted to fold. I couldn't bring a fold. I wanted to fold. I'm not the 4-bet guy. I was kidding. I don't do the cold. I'm not cold 4.
I was bluffing. I'm not cold.
Daniel Negreanu very relieved as his deepest main event run in 14 years continues.
In the biggest moments of the main event, making the right decision is harder than it sounds.
It can't just be easy.
Come on, just give me an 8 one time.
Tonight, Daniel Negreanu was right twice in huge spots.
His brain said 3 9s. Everyone heard it, no?
Was it?
Sure.
No.
Oh, then why'd you ask? You want to see it? No. Probably in. I just want to make sure there's no way I can get away. Yes.
With a legitimate powerhouse on his left, Kid Poker continues his march to November.
Yeah, it was good.
For Norman, Chad, and Kara Scott, I'm Lon McCarron. Good night from Las Vegas.